Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a huge mystery in the fitness world. We are on a mission to find the third best weight loss exercise I can repeat daily for fast results. Seriously, if you've ever felt completely overwhelmed by all that conflicting advice out there on what to do every single day to shed pounds, well, you are in exactly the right place. Let's get right into it.
Okay, so let's start by exploring a really fascinating curiosity gap. To find our ultimate daily driver, the one exercise you can actually repeat 7 days a week without fail, we first have to look at the reigning heavyweights of weight loss that you absolutely shouldn't do every day. I know, it sounds totally counterintuitive, right? But stick with me here because the data we're about to look at changes pretty much everything about how we structure a weekly routine.
Section 1. The Weight Loss Hierarchy. When we look at the definitive weight loss exercise hierarchy, and this is based on Daily Burn's Tier 1 rankings, strength training and HIIT, which is high-intensity interval training, absolutely dominate the top two spots. And it makes perfect sense. Strength training preserves your muscles so your metabolism doesn't slow down, and HIIT creates this massive, powerful post-workout afterburn. But there is a huge catch keeping those two powerhouses from being our daily go-to solution, and that leaves our mysterious number 3 spot wide open.
So what's the catch? Well, it's all about recovery. While those top two exercises are absolute metabolic powerhouses, their high-intensity demands up to 48 hours of recovery time. The science here is just incredibly clear. Your body actually needs that time to repair muscle tissue and recover from central nervous system fatigue. What that really means is you absolutely cannot do heavy strength training or intense HIIT every single day without risking some severe burnout.
Section 2. The Limits of Intensity.
Let's say you try to ignore those recovery rules. You try to just grind out high-intensity workouts day after day. Well, you're going to hit something research calls the interference effect. This happens when excessive, grueling cardio, the kind that makes you question literally all your life choices, actually sabotages your muscle recovery. So instead of getting leaner, it completely halts your progress. It can even cause you to lose that metabolically precious muscle tissue we were just talking about. We definitely do not want that.
Plus, there is a huge behavioral side effect we have to talk about. Grueling daily workouts drastically spike your hunger. Data from Daily Burn highlights that intense exercise often triggers such an increased appetite that a lot of people just unconsciously eat back all the calories they just burned. This compensatory overeating completely ruins the calorie deficit you worked so incredibly hard to create in the first place. Talk about frustrating, right?
Section 3. The Daily Secret Weapon.
Okay, so we need something we can do every single day that doesn't trigger that dreaded interference effect and, importantly, doesn't make us absolutely ravenous. And that, my friends, brings us directly to the third best weight loss exercise I can repeat daily for fast results. Are you ready for it? It's walking. I know, it might sound a bit basic at first, but the fact that it requires 0 days off makes the science behind it incredibly potent.
To really understand why walking is such a game changer, we have to talk about NEAT. Walking is the undisputed king of NEAT. That stands for Non-Exercise Activity Thermogenesis. It's just a highly scientific term for the energy we burn doing our normal everyday movements, outside of those structured, grueling gym workouts. Whether it's walking the dog, pacing around the room while you're on a phone call, or just walking to the grocery store, NEAT is a massive and honestly often ignored driver of your daily calorie burn.
Section 4. The Science of Walking. So let's look at the actual data and see exactly how walking elevates from a quote-unquote boring activity to an absolute daily fat-burning necessity. Basically, walking wins for 4 distinct reasons. Number 1, it has literally 0 recovery cost. 2, it doesn't trigger those compensatory hunger spikes. 3, it actively lowers cortisol, which is that pesky stress hormone that tells your body to store belly fat. And 4, the low impact means it won't interfere with your heavy lifting days at all. When we translate this data, the numbers become incredibly clear. Research shows that hitting 8,000 to 10,000 steps every day burns an extra 300 to 500 calories, depending on your body weight. Now, multiply that over the course of a week, that equals 2,800 to 3,500 extra calories burnt. Guys, that translates to nearly a full pound of fat loss per week, purely from walking. And that is before you even factor in a single structured workout at the gym. Now, if we stretch that timeline out a bit, the compounding effect is just undeniable. The National Academy of Sports Medicine notes that adding just 100 extra NEAT calories a day, which is basically just a brisk 15 to 20-minute walk, translates to 10 pounds of effortless weight loss over a single year. Think about that. You're literally burning fat over time without ever breaking a sweat. It's basically free fat loss.
Section 5. The Ultimate Weekly Plan.
So how do we actually synthesize all this into a routine that works for us? Well, a 2024 systematic review in sports medicine found that a combined exercise program produces 40% greater fat loss than focusing on any single modality alone. You can't just lift weights, and honestly, you can't just walk. You need the synergistic effect of all three elements working together.
When we put the whole shebang together into a 7-day schedule, using protocols from Gold's Gym and Daily Burn, the perfect balance becomes crystal clear. You hit the heavy weights of strength and HIIT maybe 2 to 3 times a week. That handles the muscle preservation and acute calorie burn, while leaving plenty of room for recovery. But the true engine, keeping your fat loss moving 24/7, is your daily driver. That means hitting 8,000 or more steps every single day. Yes, even on your rest days.
The best part? You can start implementing this entire philosophy right now with 3 super simple steps to boost your NEAT without even breaking a sweat. First, audit your seated time. Just become aware of how long you're actually sitting down during the day. Second, swap sitting for standing during phone calls or while you're texting. And third, add just one small 10-minute walk right after dinner. That simple habit alone can help lower your blood glucose spikes and easily add that extra 100 calories of daily burn we talked about earlier.
So, we've seen exactly why grinding out intense workouts every single day is a one-way ticket to burnout, and why the subtle compounding power of walking is your absolute true daily secret weapon. Remember, consistency will always beat intensity when it comes to daily repetition. So ask yourself, are you trying to sprint your way to burnout, or where will your walk take you today? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I seriously can't wait to see you apply this to your own routine.